Bruce Goldberg Live is brought to you by Product Name, the name behind the product behind the name. Live and on relay stations throughout the world, you're watching Bruce Goldberg Live with special guests tonight. We haven't announced them yet, but anyway, this is live and we're doing it right now. So give a nice big round of applause for Bruce Goldberg. Nurse. Yes. Hello, everybody around the world and in the east of Sydney, Australia. We're doing this live in Cosmic Stereo on YouTube, Facebook, Ustream, Realstream, and right throughout the world in America, Switzerland, Japan, China, New Zealand, Australia here, obviously, and wherever there's good streaming in your neck of the woods. Great to have you on board. If you'd like to give us a call and have your say about anything you might want to talk about, call us on 0481 825 554, and for our international viewers, you can call us on 61 481 825 554. Yes. So, what's been going on in your neck of the woods? I've had an interesting couple of days. What did I do today? Oh, that's right. I caught up with a friend of mine. I had lunch at Doppio. Gee, it was good. The bowl of food, whatever it was, the healthy bowl, I think they call it there. Gee, it was good. It's so good. And then on Tuesday, I went down and saw our famous barista Robbie at Il Chuco. And I got a wrap, a chicken wrap. I've never eaten at Il Chuco before or had a chicken or anything from them before. And gee, it was good. I'm being honest. Robbie's got no connection to the chicken side of it, but I'll tell you what, the chicken was really good in that wrap. I loved it. It was great. So there you go. And Robbie made me a coffee, of course, and everything was good. So there you go. That's what I've been up to in my neck of the woods. What have you been up to? We'd love to hear from you, these people right through there. What have you been up to? Are you watching Gogglebox at the moment, or are you watching me? Or what are you doing? What would you like to talk about? Type it in the box below and have your say, or give us a ring on 0481 825 554. It was also good to see Jax yesterday too, and Karen and Brian. I had to say hello to them too. Karen, Brian, Jax, Robbie, Gina from Doppio. Gee, I've seen a lot of people this week. I've seen a lot of people. Oh, and James, hello to you. Thanks for lunch, mate. Appreciate it. Anyway, that's my thing, what I've been doing this week. Hello, Cooler. Welcome to the show. Welcome to you. See, it's that easy. You can do exactly what Cooler's just done and typed in the box, you see? And because this is live, we see what you type. Or you can ring us and give your business a plug, or type it in the box. Give your business a plug. We'd love to hear from you. And we want to get groovy tonight, so we thought we'd play you this.
Introducing the Bedazzler, the machine that gives your wardrobe a new flair. Transform your ordinary tops and t-shirts into a new fabulous look with rhinestones and studs. An ordinary belt becomes exciting and new with a totally different look. Make your purse fashionable and unique with your very own design. Imagine transform your ordinary blue jeans into an expensive designer look. Be the envy of your friends. Bedazzler comes with 4 interchangeable heads for different size studs and rhinestones. To load stud or rhinestone into machine, use eraser end of a pencil. Press and it anchors that fast, that easy. Be creative. Bedazzle your socks, mitts and gloves, hats and scarves. Even runners, the choices are endless. Kids and adults, now you can give your clothes the Bedazzle look for a fraction of what it would cost to buy in stores. Bedazzler machine, complete with 150 studs, 4 interchangeable heads, pattern and instruction book, everything for $19.99 from K5. Money back if not delighted. Available at...
That's what I'd love to get, a Bedazzled for Christmas. Can you please all write it down in your books? Bedazzled. I'd love to get those socks, with the little studs in them. Yeah, can you imagine me walking around the streets? Speaking of that, I saw on my rounds this guy who used to walk. A lot of you will know who I'm talking about here, okay? A guy that he still does, I think. He walks around with a cowboy hat on around the eastern suburbs area, the Double Bay, Rose Bay area. And he says hello to everybody. He's got a beard and glasses. You probably know who I'm talking about. But lo and behold, I got a shock the other day. When I was walking, I just can't get it out of my head. I was walking around Rose Bay, and the same guy drove past me on a dragster. Someone has given him a dragster, and he's got all this Christmas stuff all over his dragster. And he's got a picture of a cat or something on the back of his dragster, and he's flying around like a loony, sort of like me, a loony. And hang on, where's the boom tish there, Mr. Producer? Thank you. Bit slow tonight, bit slow from Madways. The boys from Madways are here, by the way. Madway Productions that put all this together, or try to anyway. So there he was driving around like a loony. And I did hear through somebody, but that guy is homeless. He lives in a caravan. And he's been doing it for years. And, you know, good on him. I mean, he's chosen a safe area to park his caravan and live in it. And I wish him all the best. And, you know, he's a friendly guy. He's friendly. So, you know, I got nothing to say mean about him or anything like that. But he's just a character that's just hit the area. So if you see him, just wave to him, say hello, because he'll say hello to you. He usually lifts his hat to you. He seems like a friendly guy. I mean, I don't know. He could be on Australia's most wanted list. I don't know. But he just seems like a friendly guy. Anyway, this is Goldberg Live, in case you've just joined us. That's your fault, not mine. You tuned into me. I didn't tune into you, right? And it is Goldberg Live. It's better off than being dead. And if you've got anything you'd like to say, please type it in the box just like Cooler did, who's one of our regular viewers of the Goldberg Live show. Or you can give us a ring too. We've got the phones on tonight. You can give us a ring. You can stay anonymous if you like. We do ask you to turn down the volume in the background though, because there is a 1 minute delay and we don't want to get everyone, including myself, confused with what's being said. So please turn it down in the background if you are going to give us a call. That's the show, that is. You need to turn down in the background. And, give us a call on 0481 825 554, or if you're watching this from out of Australia, which we do have a few viewers I can see on my screen, give us a call on 61 481 825 554. Anything else? Anything going on at all in the East? The pop-up shop. There was a pop-up shop that's opened up. It's called, what's it called? Something Sack. Hang on, what's it called? It's called In the Sack. In the Sack. I went past it today, actually, and there was a lady sitting up the back there behind the register, looked very bored, but, I mean, hey, there's no foot trade. What do you expect? You've opened up in an area with no foot trade. But, there you go. So, In the Sack is the new place that's opened up. Ladies' clothing. It's not anything else. It's not a... You know what? That would have been a great name for a bedding shop. A shop for selling mattresses or beds. In the Sack. That would have been a very clever name. That's my personal opinion. I mean, my personal opinions are mine. I mean, you know. Bit late there. Gee whiz, on the boom tissues. Okay, so anyway, what have you got to say? Anything you want to say, just type it in the box and have your say. Or give us a call on the Goldberg hotline, 0481 825 554. We're going to come back after this with a little bit more of Goldberg Live.
Introducing K-Tel's Hair Magician. This new precision instrument comes with 2 interchangeable heads numbered 1 to 4. These 4 different comb tooth edges are designed to keep the cutting blades exactly the right distance from the scalp. By just combing, it will trim and taper longer hair, automatically tapers and cuts shorter hair. Easy and safe to use. Excellent for shaving your neck and trimming sideburns. Any mother can now give her family professional haircuts. Hair Magician will style, shape, and thin. Teenagers can now have the latest cuts in only minutes. With K-Tel's Hair Magician, it's easy for men to look neat and smartly groomed. At only $2.99, it pays for itself after just 1 haircut. Think of all the dollars you can save. Buy one now. Hair Magician comes complete with heavy vinyl case, attachments, barber comb, extra blade, and directions. Only $2.99 from K-Tel.
Welcome back to Goldberg Live. Bit of Marika we thought we'd add in there. People were saying, what the hell was that? That was for you, Cooler. That was for you watching this. Hello, Margarita. How are you? Welcome to the show. Welcome to Goldberg Live. If you have anything you want to say, guys, just type it in the box or give us a call. Somebody, please, give us a ring here. We've got a new phone system here. We've spent a fortune on it. We can't see your number, by the way, so you stay anonymous. You can say whatever you like. We've had all sorts of calls over the few months that we've been using this call-in thing. All sorts of things. Questions, abuse, voicemails that we don't hear. Look, we know people are leaving voicemails, but we don't listen to them. Being honest with you, we don't listen to them. So don't leave a voicemail. Just ring us and talk to us live on air here at Goldberg Manor. That's where we do it, where the sun never sets, in Goldberg Manor. Gee, that's an old one, that one, isn't it? Yes, welcome back to Goldberg Live. As we've said, we've got a few people saying hello to me here, and I can't see exactly who they are. We said Margarita, we said Kula. There's a few other people. Hello to everybody watching this broadcast, wherever you are. Somebody the other day from overseas asked me, what the hell is this? What show is this? I mean, I don't even know myself. It's just a anything goes show, I suppose. It's just full of BS. Anyway, anything you got to say, anything new going on? I had a look at Yoni's, the new sushi place that's opened. Gee, it looks good. I know they've been inspired by Fishbowl. Yeah, they've been inspired by Fishbowl, obviously, and the reports are great about it. They're owned by the people that own Pitamix. It's called Yoni's, right next to Bake Bar. Hello, Karen. It was good to finally meet you the other day, Karen. And Brian as well, and Jax, to see Brian. Well, I've met Brian before, and obviously I know Jax. I've known Jax for years. But yeah, it was good to catch up with you for the first time ever, Karen. It was really good to bump into you there. Yeah, it does look yummy. I mean, look, you know, I'll confess, fishbowl I eat. Thank you, Karen. Yeah, fishbowl I eat. I eat fishbowl. I get it delivered. I did notice, though, that Yoni's, because I looked on Uber, they're not doing home delivery yet. Maybe they're just trying to settle in and get things organised. But I think they're going to kill it. You know, I'll be honest. I had a conversation with someone a few years ago about doing a fishbowl-style pokey place where Jax was, and we all knew Jax wasn't going to work because the hours were just ridiculous. So I said, we should get this fishbowl-y sort of thing, poke bowl. And then I'm getting told, nah, it's not going to work, Bruce, you're crazy, it's not going to work. Guess what? Hey, someone did it, right? Not me. I didn't do it, but someone else did, and look at it, it's killing it. It's killing it. But I mean, I'm not one for opening up catering or food or coffee. I wouldn't know what I'm doing. I have no clue about that industry, really. I don't. I just see it's a very hard way to make money. That's because I've got a lot of friends in it, and you know who you are watching this. And I know a lot of people that have been in it and got out, and I know people that are struggling in it and all that sort of thing. Do we have any news on Tapuzzo? Is it open or not? Is Tapuzzo still operating? Can somebody please let me know? Type it in the box or give us a ring. Somebody, is Tapuzzo, where Grandfather's Moustache was, and Ziggy's, prior to Tapuzzo, is it still operating? Is Tapuzzo, some people are saying yes it is, other people saying no it's not. I don't know. It's too late to do a drive-by because it's 9:30 at night and everything closes at 8 o'clock or whatever around here. Big country town, Sydney. If you're new to Sydney, we're like a big country town. We go to sleep very early. Well, most people do. I don't, but a lot of people do. It's just primitive stuff, like living in the 70s still. So can somebody tell me, is Tapuzzo open or not? Is it still trading? I mean, it was a surprise. Well, it was a surprise to a lot of people about Fish Cove closing. Because remember when that first opened, it was around about the same time as Rose Bay Hotel reopened with their renovation. And it was all pumping. There was music going and it was such an atmosphere. It was so good. It was great. It was packed. The pub and Fish Cove. And then now it's just... It's just a ghost town. But it was dying down anyway prior to COVID. But COVID was the last nail in the coffin, I suppose. And the distance, I was told that they had to travel to get to Fish Cove. So that's the reasons why we don't see it anymore, Fish Cove. Has anybody tried... hang on, someone's making a thing here. Margarita says, totally everything closes so early for such a cosmopolitan city. Yeah, it is. It's like look, I don't know how long you've been here, Margarita, but let me shock you. Let me shock you. Back in the 80s, and I think that would have been to the early 90s, department stores and retailers used to close at 5:30, and this is going to shock you, and they only opened on a Saturday till midday, till noon, midday, and they closed, totally closed. Nothing was open except for restaurants at night, and no shops would open on a Sunday until the Monday. So people like myself that were going to school when all that was going on would get a job for Thursday night trading to open till 9 o'clock, and Saturday morning. That was it. And after midday, it was party time. You get out and you have the rest of the weekend to yourself, and you'd be getting your pay, I suppose, on the following Thursday, if my memory serves me correct. So there you go. That's going to shock you, because Sydney is such like a regional town with nothing open, really. You know, there's very few places to go to. Forget COVID, okay? Before COVID. I mean, if you don't agree, please, by all means, make a comment. And if you do agree, please make a comment. Whatever. I'm not going to, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But you go to country regional towns, they still close at midday on a Saturday, most of those shops in those, like Cessnock, for example, or parts of Bowral and Mittagong. Some of those shops close at midday. And they've still got the Chinese restaurant in that main street, one or two Chinese restaurants, and no Thai or Japanese or anything like that. It's just that one or two Chinese restaurants. And that's how it is. That's exactly how it is. And it is so early that we do close. And, around this area, the east, the coffee shops usually close around about 3:30. There's a few that are still open after that. But it's just crazy. It's just crazy. And with Simona at Rose Bay closing at 2 o'clock? 2 o'clock? Why on earth are they closing so early? They should stay open that extra hour and a half. Maybe they think it's not worth their while, but it's doing more damage than good, because it puts people into a routine not to go to that place after 2 o'clock because it must be closed. And then you go to Kiora Lane at Double Bay, and it's pumping. I was there with a very close friend of mine on Monday, actually, and it was pumping. It's always pumping down there. Double Bay Bake Bar closes... Hello, Amelia. Welcome to the show. Yeah, it closes at... It closes at 5-ish, at Double Bay and at Rose Bay. The Rose Bay one closes around 5-ish as well. Doppio stays open a bit later, so does Dover Cafe. They're the ones that stay open a little bit later, but everything else, Oscars, who else? Bakehouse, whatever they call it, Europan or whatever, Simona, they all close early. It's like, it's just insane. It puts people into a bad habit. And this is what we've got to break, this habit of these places closing. It's like, if you act like, how do I put this? If you act like a loser, you're going to be treated like a loser. That's sort of a way I can put it. Sort of. Hi, Bruce. Sally Betts. Hello, Sally. Welcome to the show. I don't know if you've just joined us. We were talking about these shops and restaurants that close, or coffee shops that close so early. Like Simona at Rose Bay closes at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. Things can't be that bad. They've got to close at 2 o'clock, surely. And then you've got others that close every day, and they've always done it, even before COVID, like Oscars at 3:30. I know that for a fact. Who else is there? There's a few others. It's just crazy. There's nowhere to go. Like at 4 o'clock, there's bugger all to go to in the area, and that includes probably parts of Double Bay as well. You know, this is what you got to. You know, you go down to Melbourne. Go to Melbourne, and you'll see how to really do it. Go to those little laneways in Collins Street and Little Burke Street. I know, not Little Burke. That's Chinatown. Little Collins and Little Burke Street. That's it. No, not Little Burke. Little Collins and what's the other one? Not Little Burke, because that's Chinatown. Little Collins and Swanston Street and all Elizabeth Street and all around the main parts of Melbourne. You'll see they're all open and it's all pumping because it got people into the habit that it's there. But if you start closing early, it puts people into a bad habit for your own business and for the whole area, that becomes like a ghost town. And we know, you know, kids come out of school at 3 o'clock and all that, and mums have to go and pick up the kids and da-da-da. We know that. But there's a lot of people that don't have to, and they meet their kids at a coffee shop. I've seen that a million times. So it just makes you wonder, you know, especially with COVID and everything, don't you want to stay open a little bit longer to try and get as many customers as possible? I mean, I'm looking at it from a different way. I'm looking at it in reverse. Anyway, what are your opinions, guys? Type it in the box. I'd love to hear from you. Do you agree with me or don't agree with me? It's up to you. I don't mind. Everyone's got their own opinion. Everybody's got their own opinion, but it just, you know, I walk past Oscars, for example, and they're closing at 3:30. I shake my head and I think, what the hell are you doing closing at 3:30? That's just ridiculous. You know, I reckon there'd be a lot of mums that want to take their kids after school to Oscars or somewhere like that. Maybe get a milkshake or ice cream or something. Oh, well, anyway, everyone to their own, I suppose. Anyone else want to have a say and a comment? Please type it in. This is the late night shopping edition of Goldberg Live. We're competing with late night shopping and Gogglebox on the TV tonight. Cosmo Cafe in Double Bay is great because it's open late. Hang on one sec. That's better. Excuse me. Cosmo the other day wasn't open at all very late. It used to be in the old days, but it's all changed now, Amelia. I don't know if you've been down there since it became like a oyster bar, as much as you can eat sort of thing. It's not a place you can just have a coffee anymore, really. Well, I suppose you can, but it's not that sort of place anymore. It hasn't got the same vibe about it. I don't know. Have you been there since they've changed it, Amelia? It's all changed. It's totally changed. 21 stays open. There you go. 21. Some of the places in Cura Lane, Bake Bar would be the other one where I was yesterday. What is it? White Rabbit or whatever it's called there next to Bake Bar. That closes early because they were closing while we were still there at 3 o'clock, something like that. Little Jean, I think, is open still. Yeah, look, it's just... That's a shame. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a shame you didn't know that. When was the last time, Amelia, you went to Cosmo? How long ago? Because it's been changed now just before, or just as COVID hit. Oh, the food's still good there. Well, I'll tell you an experience I had there, Sally, not too long ago. I went there with the guy I had lunch with yesterday. We went to the new Cosmo place, and we sat down, and it was a very small little menu. It was like a little piece of paper and a little small menu. So we just ordered 2 Coca-Colas, and that was it. And we just walked to the sushi place, the sushi train thing in the arcade there on Cura Lane. And it was really good. It's not cheap, but it's good. But we didn't see anything on that menu, getting back to Cosmo, that we liked. But next to the Cosmo, there was a little men's shoe shop. That's gone. Can you believe it? It's now gone. The little shoe shop finally has gone. I was speaking to the owner of Cosmo before this owner, the one just before this all change happened, and she was telling me that that shoe shop next door to them, they used to watch that shoe shop because they're all working there. Their kids, and the husband and wife, before they separated, were all watching that shoe shop because it's right next to them there, right? And they said, quote, that shoe shop was lucky to sell 1 pair of shoes a month. How do you afford the rent with one pair of shoes a month? But did you ever see what the shoes look like? You'd never get me buying a pair of shoes in there. Absolutely no way. No way. Cosmo has opened late recently, but maybe on certain days. Hello, Gus. Welcome to the show, mate. It's good to have you on board too. I didn't know that. I know they had a board, a sandwich board out there saying as much as you can eat for $29 or something the other night. Because I went to this other restaurant in Bay Street, Bibo or something, French-inspired restaurant bar. It was a few weeks ago, and we walked past Cosmo on the way to the Sheaf, and it had sandwich boards saying as much as you can eat, but it was already closed. And all the other places were pretty busy in Bay Street. Actually, we had a post on our board about Eliza's. I remember Eliza's in Bay Street. I think Singo had something to do with that. It was a good place to go to there. That was the place to go. Eliza's in Bay Street. It was like a garden-looking thing that you'd sit in. That was, I think they got rid of that in the 80s, early 90s. Yeah, it's hard to remember because I've seen it for so long. I've been born and bred around here, so you see it when you're a kid, and you remember things. Do you guys remember what was the name of that ice cream place that used to be in the arcade, one of the arcades, and they've recently moved it to Goldman Lane at Double Bay. Riviera used to be packed when that first opened, and it was packed for years after it. And then they closed it down and moved to where it is now. And it's just like, why even bother? Just no one there. It's just dead. But I suppose it's a fad that comes and goes and, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, what do you have on your mind, folks? Anything you have on your mind, just put it in the box below. Type it in wherever you're watching this from. YouTube, Facebook, Ustream, whatever. We're going out through about 100 and something streams here. So type it in the box or give us a call and have your say. I'd love to hear from you. We'd love to discuss some things. Maybe Sally Betts would love to give us a call. I'd love to have Sally on our show. Sally is on Waverley Council, and she's been involved in this whole area for God knows how many decades it's been. So she's very well known on council, and she is in council, and I'd love to, maybe, we could get Sally on here, and we could ask people to ask Sally some questions in relation to the council, and Sally can answer them to her best ability, and maybe I could give some advice too. I mean, the world's our oyster on this streaming show, and that'd be a great thing. Sally, give us a ring. Here we go. I'll give you our number. It's 0481 825 554. Just give us a call. I'd love to hear from you. Would absolutely love to hear from you. I haven't spoken to you before, actually. Now. Call us now, Sally. Call me now. Call now, Sally. But just make sure you haven't got the show on in the background because there's going to be a minute delay. So anyone that's watching this, we've got one of the councillors from Waverley Council about to ring in, we hope. And she will, no doubt, answer any questions anybody has, or we can discuss a few things. I can hammer along there and ask a lot of questions that I have to Sally. Oh dear. Give us a call, Sally. 0481 825 554. Actually, there's quite a few people from council that are on our board. Here we go. Here's Sally now, ringing us on the Goldberg hotline. And we'll take a call right now. Hello, Sally. Welcome to the show. You're live on the air right now. How are you?
How do you know that's my phone number, Bruce?
Well, I don't know your phone number, Sally.
Well, anyway, it's me. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's very nice to talk to you in person.
It is. Absolutely. I've been a big follower of yours for many, many years when the days of trying to save the winter garden and the list goes on and on and on. The list goes on. Sally, welcome to the show. I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of questions to ask. We won't bombard you too much on your first night with us, but just a couple of hundred questions. But no, only kidding.
So the good news is, Bruce,
Yes.
I did send an email to Susan Wynne the other day, but I was at Coles in Rose Bay yesterday,
Yep.
and I don't believe there is still a smell
No.
coming from the toilets.
No, there isn't. I was there on Monday night, and there was no smell. I meant to say that.
So
Yeah, there was no smell.
So that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah. So, I mean, because it seemed that it went on for quite a while, that smell. I don't know what it was. It was a sewage blockage, someone said. So,
Anyway, it's good that it's fixed.
yeah, it's good. Yeah, well, there's nothing worse than having a bad smell and you got food, you know. There's nothing worse. They've done a great job up there with that Coles North Rose Bay. Have you noticed when you walk in and look at the back wall, as soon as that's in front of you, it's this old picture screen? It's
Yeah, and the food's pretty good. It's better. It's much better. Some of the pre-cooked food and things like that is really quite nice now.
yeah, it's pretty good. It's interesting. Some of the local shops have contributed to that. Field to Fork, Fork to Field, or whatever it's called there. That place at Vaucluse.
Yeah, fork to field. Yeah.
Fork to Field. We've got Pasta Pantry in there, but I don't think it's the guy from Rose Bay that's got it in there. It's the head office of Pasta Pantry, which I think is a little bit unfair to that franchise on Old South Head Road there. But I tell you what, Old South Head Road has really come up, hasn't it? It's like out of the blue. It's just, Bake Bar, Bunnings, Yonnies, which was so busy the other night when I drove past it on the way up to Coles, actually. Then we're getting Woolies.
And I see there's a new place. I think it must be almost between Bunnings and where Woolies is going to go or something. There seems to be a new place coming in there. I don't know.
Harris
I
Farm.
just drove past quickly.
Yeah, that's Harris Farm.
But another little, I think there seems to be a little place. Anyway, I was in a hurry, so I didn't actually stop to have a look.
Oh, is it in the same building, the Aristocrat, on Dover Road corner there?
It looked like there was a new place.
Yeah. Well, they just started the shop fit out now for Harris Farm. That's just started, so that's happening.
So, Bruce, the other thing we spoke about last time I was on is that horrible word called bikes.
Oh.
So the bad news is these are the electronic bikes. So they are actually, what's today's date? The 1st.
1st of October, yeah.
Well, today's the day. So Lime are coming into the area from today. And there's another one, I think the purple one called Beam or something like that. They coming in next week. Now, the idea is, I'm told, we'll wait to see. They're going to have hubs, so they won't actually they won't dump their bikes everywhere. They will go around and pick up the bikes and put them in the hubs. I've asked for a list of where the hubs are going to be, so I don't know. But I've also been told they won't be in residential area. So I hope not, because it drives people completely ballistic to have the bikes dumped in their street.
Oh, it is. It's crazy. The On Your Bike, orange ones have been around the area and they've been getting dumped everywhere.
Yes, I saw those. Yeah, I saw them actually at Old South Head Road.
Because they're all fronts for the stock exchange back in Asia or their place of origin, don't you? It's nothing to do with hiring
it. They're so cheap to make that they don't actually care about the bikes.
No, they're not making their money. They're not making their money off $1.99 or higher. They're just trying to excite the stock exchange. They're listing on the stock exchange, so more people buy in, and then eventually they pull the plug, and everyone runs with the money. And those that got stuck, well, like Dick Smith's.
And I was told that they get a lot of money for the deposits because everybody puts a deposit down of $50, or I don't know what the deposit is.
It's 100, 90 or 100.
100, yeah. And then they don't actually use the bikes, but these companies have then got hundreds and thousands of $100.
Yeah, but that's only part of the big picture. The big picture is the stock exchange back in the country of origin. That's what it's all about, the stock exchange.
Wow.
I have to explain it to a few people, but They don't make the money off the $1.99 per hour and it sits there for days and weeks and months and whatever, never being used. They're making their money from exciting a market. They pump up the stock because everyone gets excited that we're opening up in Bondi or Rose Bay or Australia, and you know, they're in Asia or America or wherever they're from, and people start throwing money into the stock exchange, their stocks, because they're listed. They're all listed. They have to be, otherwise it wouldn't be worth their time to do this. And what happens is it's the same thing what happened with Dick Smith's at the end when they pumped up the stock, the price. They got this brand called Move. There was one up at Westfield Bondi Junction on the ground floor. You might remember that. And there was never a customer in there. And they'd pump up the stock, and then they'd suddenly all the investors, the smart ones involved in all of this. It's like a Ponzi. It's sort of like a Ponzi scheme sort of thing. Not exactly, but it's sort of, if you know what a Ponzi is. And they just pump it up, and they take their money and they run, and everyone else that didn't run at the time, that the whole thing just crashed, lose their money. And that's what these bike things do. These bikes they buy for $10 overseas. I know that for a fact. They're buying them in massive volume in China for $10. And for those watching this, you can buy a brand new bike yourself for $90 or $100 from Kmart, Big W, Target. I bought one myself. They're good. They're imported by Dunlop, and they're good. They're good little bikes. They're no problem at all. Great to ride around on. So I dread Sally, the crap that we're going to cop during summer now. This is just
well, previously. Because I live, where do I live? I live in Bondi, but down Old South Head Road. So people would, of course, if the bus hadn't arrived, they'd jump on a bike and then drive home, leave it down the hill. People would they'd dump the bike in front of my garage.
Yep.
And I'd sort of, try to go out, and I'd have to try and actually pick up the bike or maneuver them. And they're quite hard to move because they sort of lock, So it's really was a pain. Anyway, I just hope it doesn't happen. I mean, these are obviously all the e-bikes. These companies are going to take a little bit more care, I hope.
No,
anyway, it's happening from today, unfortunately.
What happened with the scooters? Did they get approved, the Lime scooters?
Yeah, I don't know, because these are actually Lime electronic bikes that are coming in.
Okay, because they've been trying to push the scooters for a while. I remember even at the Double Bay Fair a year or two ago, they had demonstrations of the Lime scooters, which had accidents up in Queensland where it timed out. Someone's time was up and it applied the brake, and the person was flying, went over the handlebars because the thing stopped it suddenly. That can happen with the bikes too, by the way. But, look, can you imagine the poor guy at Centennial Park that's been renting out bikes there for years in that street and everything, and all of a sudden you get $1.99 ones? I mean, I can't see anything positive about these, and I'll get back to what I was saying to you, because look, this is what the council has to think about. All the councils do, not just Waverley, all of them. How is it that they are allowed to operate a commercial enterprise on a footpath without paying council? And how are they even allowed to do it in the first place anyway?
I had that argument this week, because if you were selling shirts or shoes or whatever, you are not allowed to put your shoes on pavement other than paying. Now, I'm told is because apparently I'm told the state government has said they don't need any authority to be here. And I'm told it's better to have them in one place where we can control them rather than everywhere. But of course, as we know, the old ones were everywhere. So
the yellow ones, the yellow and silver ones.
Yeah, the yellow, yeah.
Yeah, look, you're right. You're 100% right. I've used the butcher. I've used the lemonade example, lemonade stand for kids. Why can't they set up on footpaths then? You got to be fair for everybody. And restaurants are paying council rates to put tables and chairs on the outside of their restaurant, and they're empty tables and chairs until someone sits there. How does that make any sense that they're not even charging a cent to these bikes?
Well, I've brought it up 50 million times, but I'm told this is the best way, because Otherwise, the bikes would be everywhere. So,
Yeah, no,
look,
no, no. Well,
anyway,
well, hang on.
yeah.
That means then that the New South Wales state government, Gladys Berejiklian and co, a week, they're like Baird was, gave into Uber because Uber kept hounding and used massive amounts of money that they were getting from shareholders to continually fight to get this Uber stuff through. Never before we've had anyone to compete with taxis, which I think is a brilliant thing now. But that's how they did it. They were doing it illegally, remember? And then it became legal.
Yeah, legal, yeah.
Yeah. And that's how these guys do it with the bikes. They don't care. They don't care if they're getting dumped in the middle of in the water of Bondi Beach next to a shark. They don't care. Or even in the pool at Bondi Icebergs. They don't care. All they care about is exciting their shareholders. That's all they care about. Back home in Asia. They're all based either in the States or Asia. And they're all listed. They have to be. The guys that, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't Uber and Google own Lime? Or one of the big players does? Do you know who
I
that
don't
is?
know. I actually don't know. I know some of the guys from Lime. I think, I'm not sure they really like me because I send them photos of bikes all the time.
Oh, they don't. Yeah, but they don't
where
care.
they are, say, move them.
But they're not going to. They don't care. The only thing they do is charge the bikes up. They get the vans going around late at night, 4 o'clock in the morning, outside residential houses, which is another point that's got to be raised because I've seen them do it in a Pantech truck with a roller door, and they get the guys inside, all lit up inside there, so the light is belting out of that truck, so they can see where they're plugging the rechargeable stuff into those bikes.
Yeah, well, that's what I was wondering, about the recharging, because I don't know where they recharge them.
That's how they do it. They do it during the night, and they're waking up residents doing it. I'm surprised no one's ever complained. I'm very, very surprised. They get a Pantech, they drive it around, they load the bikes up onto the Pantech, so that makes a lot of noise at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and the roller door goes up. They do it in the truck. The truck then drives off, and then they drop it back. They drop it back the next day or the day after, and they line them all up again on the footpaths. That's how Lime were doing it.
Well, if anybody sees them or wants to take photographs, my mobile is actually on Waverley Council website and has been for the last 25 years. So
Oh, really?
I think the whole world has access to my mobile. But
Oh, wow.
I'm really happy for anybody just to send me, photos or complaints to either my mobile or to my email, which is also on the Waverley Council website, whatever. Because we've got to make sure that right from the beginning that they understand we're going to watch them and they better behave,
Well, look, going around to residential areas, conducting a business at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning
I know that's dreadful.
Loading bikes onto Pantechs.
Yeah.
And going in there, and it's all lit up inside that Pantech so they can see what they're doing. I've had a good look at it. There's 2 guys doing it.
Yeah.
I've seen them do it. And I got the shock of my life at first. I thought they were stealing stuff at first. I thought, what the hell is these 2 doing? But they're getting the Lime bikes and charging them up, and they drive off, and then they come back again overnight, and they dump them all on the footpaths after they've charged them up. So
I understand that if they're in residential areas this time, they'll pick them up, obviously charge them, and then put them back in the commercial areas, in the hub, wherever the hub's going to be.
I'm just getting a message here from Will Williams. Hi, Maurice Mitri. Pleased to have you on board too. Will Williams is an alias for somebody. So there's no credibility behind it. But what he's saying is that Lime allows anyone to pick up a bike and take it to home and charge it. And there may be a large-scale commercial operator charging them. That now, I will say I've read about this in the States. They have people that there's a name for these people that go around, make money by charging up overnight these rechargeable bikes. It allows the public to do it. But there's then obviously commercial people do it. Yeah. They get paid per bike, right, to charge it up. But there's commercial. The point is, and it's a good point that this Will Williams has raised, and I've seen this too over in the States and videos of it, they have these charger people that do it on a commercial scale to get obviously more bikes, and there's a race on between them all to see where the bikes are located and quickly get over to it before someone else gets it, and puts it straight up into the Pantech place and charges it up overnight and drives off and brings it back again and dumps it before, I think, 5 o'clock in the morning. They've got to dump it back again. There's a time limit on it, how long, what time they have to actually put them all back on the street again. That's what Lime does. If you Google it, you'll see what I'm talking about. There's videos of it in the States. It's been going on for years, and they pay per charge. There's a name for this. They've got to name these charging people. If somebody wants to write it, please write it in the box. There is a name they use for these guys. Now, in Australia, as far as I know, they are not using their own staff. No, they are using their own staff as far as I know. There's none of these charger public people doing it as far as I know. So they're not employing any people on this app. See, what it is an app, a special chargers app. And the app will show you which bike is needing to be charged. And then there's a race on to get to it by all the recharging people to recharge it, because every time they get one, it's worth money to them. So it's creating a race sort of thing, which I wouldn't say is the safest thing to do with cars, is race them, or trucks, I should say, to race them to go and get a bike, pick up a bike to recharge it overnight to make your $8 or whatever the hell you're making. But yeah, it's been going on in the States for years. I'm surprised you guys don't know about this.
Yeah, I didn't. I'll find out. I'll go and do some research.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot more to this than meets the eye, Sally. I've done a lot of research on this when those yellow ones came out in Australia. Because, boy, did we all remember what happened in Victoria? They were throwing them in the lakes and everywhere.
Yeah.
There was a few in Rose Bay Harbour, in the harbour at Rose Bay, too, that were fished out. Victoria's totally banned them. Totally.
Well, I mean, I think they're smart, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look, these guys don't care. All they care about is the stock exchange back home. That's all they care about. The dollar. You think if anyone can honestly tell me that for $1.99 they're going to make money on hires per hour, they're deluded, totally deluded in business. They have no clue of what the sinister stuff behind what's going on. And we're just suckers. We're mugs for these companies with the big bucks behind them, allowing them on the street without paying counsel, putting them letting them getting thrown around everywhere. It gets to a point. I remember Ray Hadley on 2GB saying he, down at Piermont with they broadcast from, you got to step over them and all that sort of stuff. That was a while ago. I don't know if that's still going on, but it's a recipe for a disaster. It really is. If you want to get a bike, instead of paying the $90 to them, go and buy one for $90. You can get them for $90, brand new, with a warranty from Kmart or Big W. They sell them, and they're good bikes. You don't need to hire one. Seriously, you don't. I don't know about the scooters. I think the scooters would be fun, to be honest. But, again, it's just a front. The whole thing's a front. The big picture.
Well, I worry about people on scooters, on our main roads. I really do. It's a bit of a worry. Unless they're good drivers, I think our roads are so full. It's so dangerous. Anyway, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Hey, but by the way, we're talking about Woolworths briefly. Has Woolworths in Bondi, the Bondi Caltex that's going to become a Woolworths, has Woolworths even submitted anything yet?
No, I haven't seen anything come through. We're sort of keeping our eye out just to see what they're actually going to do there. Yeah.
Yeah, because
it's a pain, really, because we're losing all our petrol stations.
Of course, that means we all have to go electric, see? And then there'll be Lime cars to hire, you see? They're just going to progress. It's going to be Lime cars. You watch, cheap Chinese-made Lime cars hitting the road soon. You watch, mark my words. It's bound to happen.
Good business.
Yeah, well, it's bound to happen. But, yeah, I haven't seen any proposal either for the Rose Bay one either. The Rose Bay one should be a big one because it's, I reckon... So the distance at the moment between where those petrol bowsers were in Rose Bay at Caltex to where those drinks were on that back wall there in the refrigerator, that's about
Yeah.
12 aisles in length, in width. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yes, and it's huge piece of land.
it is. It's 14,000 14,000 square meters. I mean, they should build a car park underneath, which they would do, obviously, and they would put a Woolworths in there instead of being a half-assed metro again, like we've got at Rose Bay, or even Bondi Beach has got one too. So I just think they should do that. But it cost them $21 million, that one at Rose Bay.
Wow. Yeah.
21 million, but I don't know how much it cost at Bondi Road. It wouldn't have been far off that. But let's say hypothetically 10 million or 15 million. It wouldn't have been as much as the Rose Bay one. So let's just say 40 million roughly, okay? Woolworths have been sitting on those vacant petrol stations now with 40 million bucks, waiting for the contractor, who I think has been given the approval in Rose Bay, I don't know about Bondi yet, to remove the soil and the bowsers.
I mean, that'll take a huge effort to decontaminate those sites. I remember years ago, I don't know if anybody remembers, they will, we used to have a petrol station in Ebley Street. It's where a childcare centre is now, our childcare, but that used to be a petrol station. Oh, I'm talking about...
Which one?
40, in Ebley Street, right opposite Office Works. So Office Works was the library, and over the road was a petrol station. Anyway, when we decontaminated that, it took forever.
Really?
Really, they have to go really... And, of course, most of those old buildings have got asbestos anyway. So they've got to be really careful when they demolish as well.
Yeah, but the one at Bondi Road and the one at Rose Bay, they're more modernised. They weren't an old petrol station. It was an old site for a petrol station, but they were upgraded more recently when IGA did a deal with the Rose Bay one. It became an IGA Caltex before Woolworths got involved, and they used to have aisles. Oh yeah, they used to have a deli there with roast chicken and salamis and everything, another deli that failed. And they had aisles as well. It was like a proper supermarket for that size. It wasn't like the size it is now. And before it got developed, I got the diagram sent to me because I did own property very close to that. I won't say which place, but anyway, it was very close to that. And as you know, everyone very close by gets the copies of the proposal.
Yeah.
And I had a look at it, and I thought, oh my God, what's going on here? This is nowhere near as good as what it is at the moment. And it's because Caltex is sticking their nose in, trying to be a supermarket, and Caltex has no clue in being a supermarket. Leave it up to IGA and Woolworths and Coles and all them. And it's like a car mechanic trying to fix radios in a car. It doesn't work, And I've had that situation. So they made a mess of it in Rose Bay. They didn't utilise the space they had. And Woolworths, hopefully, in Rose Bay, will make it into a proper size Woolies. But the one in Bondi Road, I would say that will be a metro. I'd say that'd be a metro. It's too small for a decent size.
It's too small, yeah.
Yeah, and you got Bondi Junction just around the corner.
I'll try and find out.
Yeah, Bondi Junction's just up the road from it. Look, I don't even like the Woolworths at Bondi Junction when it used to be in Carousel and it's now in Westfield.
I remember the Carousel. Yeah, I used to shop there.
I remember when it first opened with the horse in the front hanging off the ceiling. Do you remember the big horse?
Yeah,
And
but I mean, I'm an online girl, so I actually do Woolies online.
Yeah.
But then if I've got to pick up a few things, then I run into Harris or in Hall Street or Coles, up in North Rose Bay. So if they had a Woolies, I might go in there. And I do like Harris as well, but I've done Harris online. It's very good.
Harris online? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Where are they delivering it from? From the Bondi Hall Street one?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know where it comes from. But, I mean, if you're going to do a lot of cooking, I like sometimes making a lot of soup, and then wanted to have lots of veggies, and I can't be bothered to go and get them myself, because when you buy online the veggies and fruit, they sort of come straight out of the freezer into your kitchen. So I find that the veggies are much fresher. I mean, you know what I mean, fresh, because they're frozen, sort of thing, and they last a lot longer. So if I'm doing a big cook, then I like to sort of go to Harris and get all my veggies and everything delivered. It's very convenient.
Oh, it's good to hear. You know, you've given me an idea now, Sally. I reckon we should have the Sally Betts cooking show. The Sally Betts cooking show live on Goldberg Live. I reckon it would be wonderful. Where you can tell all the ladies that are listening and the guys, you know, what the recipes for stuff. I mean, you know, when I get calls from Indian call centers, I ask for good recipes of curry, and they think I'm nuts.
Oh yeah.
But they're ringing me. I didn't ring them. You know, I'm not interested in what they're trying to sell me. I want their recipes. So I always ask them about their recipes. And you'd be surprised. Sometimes they do tell me. You'd be very surprised.
Well, I'll tell you what I do make is I make a cauliflower and leek soup. You know, lots of people have leek and potato.
Yeah.
But the potato sometimes is a little bit acidic. So if you swap the potato for cauliflower, and all you do is, you know, saute the leeks and boil the pumpkin, boil the cauliflower, and put a bit of stock in, and you can add cream, thick cream if you're very naughty, and black pepper, and that's it.
That's it.
And
there you go, folks. Write it down. Hang on. Just everyone get their pens ready. Write it down. This is a Sally Betts recipe. And if you get food poisoning, you need to go up to Waverley Council and ask for Sally Betts, and she will sort you out. Yeah. So okay. So what are the rest? What are the ingredients? Just run through them quickly.
Well, so depending, if you have a little cauliflower.
Okay, cauliflower. Yep. Next.
And then about 6 to 8 leeks.
6 to 8.
And you
leeks. What? Leeks. Okay.
Leeks. And then you just chop up and saute them in butter, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And boil the cauliflower.
Yes.
And mix them together. Put it through a blender with some stock.
Yep.
And you can add some thickened cream if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And lots of black pepper. That's it. It's very simple, and it's yum.
There you go, folks. That's a Sally Betts recipe idea, brought to you by Goldberg Live tonight. There you go. See, it just happened, didn't it, Sally? I want to get you regularly on this show, Sally. I want you to be more regular than a box of laxatives.
Well, I always have fun on your shows. Thank you for having me.
No, look, you know, anytime you want to ring up and you know, we've got to also discuss on a future show about the good old Ferris wheel and ice skating rink. It happens year in and year out.
Yes, well, not this year.
Oh no, not this year. Thank God for that. I prefer nothing than that rubbish. Seriously, it doesn't appeal to anyone anymore. Everyone's over it.
So the big discussion at the moment is, will the Sculpture by the Sea go ahead or not? Mm-hmm. It's not going ahead in October. There's a discussion about, will it happen in November? Mm-hmm. And that hasn't been decided yet.
Well, I reckon we should have a new thing to get crowds to Bondi Beach, and we'll call it. Write this down, everybody. We'll call this COVID by the Sea. Sorry, Sally, I had to say it. Now, I'm getting a message here from Will Williams. Here we go. Hi, Bruce. I would like an apology for continuing to suggest my name is only an alias and that I'm not a real person repeatedly. Have you any justification? Have you any... Well, it should be justification. Okay, justified reason to suggest my name isn't real. You are absolutely incorrect. Okay, well, Will Williams... Here's my apology to you. Nurse. There we go. There's my apology. That's the apology you'll get. But can you prove you're real Will Williams from William Street? That's where he claims he lives, Sally, in William Street. And his name is Will Williams.
Yeah, I haven't met him, but I know a few people in William Street, not many.
I know a few.
But,
Yeah,
Is that, yeah, that's William Street, Rose Bay, I'm assuming.
yeah, and his name is Will Williams.
Yeah.
Mm,
Well, it
funny.
is a coincidence, I suppose.
Oh yeah, it's a big coincidence. Yeah, yeah, and we have also Jeffrey Jefferson. Hang on, Jeffrey Jefferson. He's another member of our group. He's sort of catching on to what's going on here. Look, you know, I used to work. There used to be a guy called Eric Erickson who he used to be a Philips sales rep who I used to know. And I used to also know a guy called Anos Dickoranos. That's true. He was a Greek guy. And Poppy Meadows. There's some strange names that go out there. I tell you, there is. There's some very strange names. But anyway, I suppose people think my name's strange. I don't know. Anyway, so any news you've got for us? Any hot gossip besides the bikes and the thing that we're going to get hit by today?
No, council's trying to put together a plan for controlling access to the beaches, and basically, we're trying to make sure that there's always access to the water
Yep.
during summer, no matter what. And the general idea is that if you are going to the beach, and if you leave a towel space between you and the person next to you, you will be meeting the COVID requirements. So that's quite an easy thing for people to know.
Yeah.
So if you have a group or whatever, just make sure there's a towel distance in between everybody. That's easy, and hopefully it will all be good this summer. And we're working pretty hard to make sure we don't close the water.
Yeah, look, I've got a better idea, folks. If you're listening to this and watching this, and Sally has just recommended a towel to be able to work out your distance, just get a tape measure. Just get a tape measure and bring it with you to the beach, or I can set up a stand and I can sell tape measures to you all. There you go, and then I'll be on the footpath selling tape measures for COVID-safe sunbaking.
But the towel is a lot easier.
No, tape measure's easier because you can get it exactly. But look, a council ranger is going to come around and do measurements to make sure you're not a little bit under.
No, they're not. But
Just imagine them with a tape measure.
You can tell pretty quickly how many people are on the beach and whether they're too many or whatever. Yeah.
What's too many though on Bondi Beach? That'd be a lot of people on the actual sand.
Yeah.
It's like saying how many grains of sand are on Bondi Beach. You just would never know what is enough.
Yeah, I mean, on our website, I can't give you the numbers, but there's something like Bondi Beach could have 56,000 people on it,
And,
so
and
it's
the
a
grass
lot of
areas
people.
too.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. Well, I must say that this COVID thing has changed the world as we know it. It's totally changed the world. I was having a conversation today actually about this COVID thing, and what I think is going to happen is, and it's already happening, I mean, people are working from home more than ever before, and it's going to be hard for them to go back into the routine of the office in the city again. I think a lot of places in the city, like the offices, are going to be absolutely vacant. The leases are going to be up on with these big companies, and they're going to refuse to release anything, and because everyone will work at home, and you have all these office spaces empty, dirt cheap and empty, because everyone's online now with the internet, and the internet has killed a lot of businesses, but it's also employed a lot of people too on the upside of it all.
But even the businesses where they haven't lost staff, they have found that their staff are pretty good at working from home, probably more productive, and they can do a lot because the people aren't spending sort of 3/4 of an hour to an hour driving into the city and another 3/4 an hour to coming home.
Yep.
And they can do as much work that they could when they were in the office that they could for home in slightly less time.
Exactly. Look, in America, prior to this COVID thing, we're talking about years ago, people from Bank of America and all these other big institutions over there, they were all running it from home anyway. They already caught on to this before COVID even. So it's sort of like a newy sort of thing to Australia, but to America, it's been going on for yonks, way before COVID, way before COVID. So I think it's going to be very hard for employers now to get their staff back to work in the offices when they're going to say, but we can do the same thing at home. Don't have to travel, you know?
And I think we'll have to look at how we build units. So rather than smaller, I think they might have to be a little bit bigger and have a work alcove, or even if it's a one-bedroom unit, have an alcove that you could sort of have a desk and a computer or something like that. So I think we'll see that units become slightly bigger.
Yeah, like a mini version of a man cave.
Yeah,
that's what's going to have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, every man needs a man cave. Every man. I have a man cave. Not here, obviously. I'm in the lounge room here, but over there, that way, I've got other rooms, and I've got a man cave with a pinball machine and a pool table. I've got it all there, you know. Every man needs a man cave. But women do too. They need their space too. So they call it a man cave, but let's call it a unisex cave. There you go. Let's make it politically correct.
I have a little study, but I must admit, I'm like you. I do a lot of my Zoom meetings from my lounge.
That's it. Goldberg Manor here is non-stop with Zoom meetings and Skype, mainly Skype actually, all day long. That's all I'm doing. Skype's. I don't know if you've ever tried Skype, but Skype's good. It's been around way before Zoom. Owned by Microsoft. It's very good. In fact, I prefer it over Zoom. Zoom's a pain. Have you ever tried Skype?
I use Skype a lot for personal stuff, my family.
Mm-hmm.
I have family all over the world. Obviously, I come from South Africa, so I have family in South Africa, but I've got family in England.
You're South African. I never knew
Didn't
that.
you know that?
I never knew that. No, I never ever knew that you were from South Africa. I've been learning a bit of South African actually, how to talk South African. I've got a teacher. No, it's true. I have. I've
actually been here a long time.
Yeah.
I came in 1974.
Yeah. Look, Sally, have a listen to this guy.
Long time.
This guy is my teacher that tells me how. Tell me if he's any good, if he's a good teacher or not. Have a listen to this.
Okay.
Have a watch of this. Oh no, don't watch it because we're behind. But you have a listen to this, okay?
My own native accent. What a fright I got. It's quite fluid. One word links to the next, and then in South African, what a fright I got. African, what a fright I got. African, what a fright I got.
See, now, what do you think of that? You there, Sally? What did you think of that, Sally?
Well, I didn't hear anything.
Oh, you didn't hear a thing?
No.
You didn't hear the guy saying what the fright I got?
You put on that accent quite well.
No, you'd be surprised what I do. You know what I do for a living, right?
Oh, yeah, you used to do what do you call impersonations, didn't you?
No, no.
Have you done impersonations on the odd occasion?
I was a big property buyer and developer, as you probably already know, because Waverley Council's got plenty of records on that. But also, voice work. I still do it. So I impersonate. Yeah, I can imitate and impersonate. I had to do a Julius Sunder Miller the other day. You remember him?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. Egg on bottle. Watch the bottle. Watch the egg get sucked into the bottle. I don't know if you remember how he spoke, but that's how he used to speak. There's a glass and a half of full cream milk in every 200-gram block. Do you remember any of that?
I remember that, yes.
He was he lived locally before he went back overseas, I think, before he died. I think he lived in the Wallara area. I think. Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, it was a long time ago. It was in the 70s. The days of World Championship Wrestling on a Saturday and Hey Hate Saturday in the morning. And the Knock and Kirby Home Show. Do you remember any of that? Any of those shows, Sally?
I do. I came here in 1974, so a few of them were still around, yes.
Good old 74. I remember 1974 pretty well. It was the year after 73. Sally, it was lovely speaking to you. I'll let you
It
go,
was.
but
Thank
please.
you very much for having me.
Well, it's a
on your
pleasure.
show.
It's an honour and a privilege to have you on our. Please regularly call us, and we can
I
have your
will, I
recipes. Sally's Corner. We can do a little intro for your Sally's recipe corner. Sally's Waverley Council updates. We can go with the full hog here, Sally.
Okay, I look forward to that.
Yep, Sally Betts. There she is, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, Sally
Good
Betts. See you, Sally. There you go, folks. Sally Betts. Sally Betts from Waverley Council. I'm getting a lot of messages here. Hello, Hutch. Hutch the handyman. How are you, our local handyman man? Hello, Hillary. Welcome to the show. I come from the same town in South Africa, Hillary says. Oh, there you go. Hillary. Oh, I tried to pop in to see you the other day, Hillary, but you weren't working. I went up to your shop, which will remain nameless, and you weren't there, but I did have you on my mind. I did. So there you go, folks. You heard it from Sally from Council. You heard it from Sally at Council that the Lime bikes are hitting the streets today, October the 1st. Holy crap. They're going to be hopefully hubbed. I don't know about that. Down at Bondi Beach anyway, and not so much around this area of Rose Bay and Double Bay, the residential areas, more of the touristy, backpacking areas. You guys know where I'm talking about. I don't have to explain if you're all local, which I'm sure you all are. So there you go. You heard it from Sally. You've got Sally's recipe for some nice soup there. I might try it myself. I don't know about the pepper, all that pepper that she was saying to put in, because my stomach would go crazy with that much pepper. Hillary is saying, please pop in again Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday afternoon. That's why I missed you. Okay, I was there on Monday. Oh, hang on. Tuesday, but you obviously weren't there. Okay, so I'll come in again. Okay, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday. Okay, it might be a Thursday afternoon. I'll have to come in because the weekend up there at where you work is just crazy. It's just can't park anywhere. But you know the usual routine. So basically, I've been buying online, actually. I've been buying, there's shops up at Bondi Junction in Westfield, okay, and I don't go to them. This week, I've bought, I won't mention the names, which companies, but I've bought clothing from these shops instead of going up there. I prefer to pay the $9 delivery, and they're coming from their warehouses in Melbourne or where the hell their warehouses are. One of them's in Sydney and the other one's in Melbourne. Okay, so two different shops, and it just shows you, see, I won't go up there. I couldn't be bothered going up there unless I have to go up there for other reasons. So what about you? What do you guys do? Do you shop online more than actually going up to the physical bricks and mortar stores now? Have you changed your habits in the way you shop? What are your thoughts? Please type it in the box below and have you say, or give us a ring like Sally Betts from Waverley Council just did. It was great to have Sally. Sally reminded me of something when she spoke about the old petrol station opposite Officeworks. I remember when Officeworks obviously was the library before it was Officeworks, but then before that, it was a 10-pin bowling club. Now, how many people remember that? I don't. I'm too young to remember that, but I was told that ages ago. I remember the library. I used to go there with school. We used to walk up there from school. It used to be a 10-pin bowling alley. And I sort of get the idea when you park in the Officeworks car park, you can see the concrete shape, and looks like where the ball gets returned going down the underneath the alley thing, whatever they want to. I don't know the technical terms for it all, but you know what I mean, sort of thing. So that's what it was. It was a 10-pin bowling alley. I don't know if it was built specifically for a 10-pin bowling alley, but you can tell it was a 10-pin bowling alley. Yeah, it's a mouthful at this time of the night. Anyway, I reckon you guys should get one of these, and we're going to come back right after this break with a little bit more of Goldberg Live and a few surprises. Don't go anywhere.
Stop littering. Some of those empty bottles can be valuable.
as a drink tumbler or a vase, even a unique ashtray. K-Tel bottle cutter does it all quickly and easily. Adjust the cutter to the desired length. To etch the glass, rotate the bottle lightly one complete turn against the cutting wheels. Now, place the bottle on the Easy Way holder and rotate the etched line over the candle until heated. Rub an ice cube around the etched line. Your cut is now complete. Gently polish with the smoothing powder and paper. Now, another tumbler to add to your match set. Also comes with special adjustable attachment to cut any size bottleneck quickly and easily. K-Tel bottle cutter makes a great hobby. Anyone can use it. Look what you can make. And it saves money, too. So stop littering. Save those empty bottles. They're valuable. Get K-Tel's bottle cutter kit now. Only $3.99. Are you fed up with constantly searching for the records you want? Are you tired and frustrated from always straightening out your LPs? Now with K-Tel Record Selector, this will never happen again. To choose your favorite music, tilt the first record forward. The others follow automatically. Pick your selection when it appears. To choose more LPs, lean the next record forward and wait for your choice. The Record Selector is a new space-age design for selection and storage of records. Fingertip control regulates the speed of Record Selector. To replace the records, tilt the first record forward. Record Selector, with a mind of its own, will automatically stop where the LP was taken from. End awkward selection and storage of LPs with Record Selector, attractively finished in a gift box. K-Tel Record Selector, only $3.99.
Hello everybody, this is Katut and you're watching Bruce Goldberg live because he pays me to say that. Hee-haw-ho-hey, welcome back. Goldberg Live, the late night shopping edition. First time we've done it, I think, on a Thursday night. Came out pretty well on Thursday. We've got a nice audience. We've got people watching us from all over the world here. We've had a Waverley counsellor on telling us about great recipes. The good old Sally Betts, an icon in the area in the eastern suburbs of Sydney. And we're having your say. You can give us a call like Sally did on our number, which appears on the screen, or you can type in the box below, which I'm just trying to read now if Facebook lets me do it. Hello to Hutch, the one and only handyman that kicks you in the crutch if you don't pay him on time. Hello to you, Chris Hutchinson. I know you're a regular viewer of Goldberg Live. You poor person, you. You very poor person, you. Hello, Ellis, who's watching us on another stream. Hello to you. What happened? What happened to what, Ellis? We're here. We just go to ad breaks. We need, to have a bit of a break every now and then because, hey, I'm only human, right? Anything you want to say, folks, just type it in the box below. This is Goldberg Live on a Thursday night, Sydney Eastern Standard Time here in Goldberg Manor. This is where we are, Goldberg Manor. I'm just looking around here on the computer screens here because we've got producers over here from Madways Productions, and that's what you see at the end of this show with the Madways logos and everything. And we've got computer screens here with feedback from all around the world, and we've got people watching me, watching you, watching me, and we've got all sorts of weird and wonderful things happening here. So what's the next thing we should do here? We don't want to do that. No. Anyone want to say something at all? On just type it in. Just type it in the box. Or have your say by ringing us on 0481 825 554. Or if you're one of those millions of people watching us, actually there's a few hundred from overseas, 61481 825 554. Ring out of your country. The only thing we ask for is you turn it down in the background, the show, because there's a minute delay and you don't want to be hearing me, hearing you, hearing me, minute or so, all that sort of stuff. Are we talking politics, Thomas? No, we weren't talking politics. We're talking about all sorts of things. We even had Sally Betts' recipe. She gave us a recipe for a very nice sounding soup. So she was telling us, though, that the Lime bikes have relaunched, and there's a new one, a purple one or something. They've launched as of today again back down at Bondi Beach. So we're going to go through the nightmare again of the hire bikes, which we all know are fronts for the stock exchange. So that's how they make their money, not on the $1.99 an hour hire. That's just stupid. If anyone thinks they're making money from that, they are insane. They're deluded. They don't have a clue how it all works. But anyway, That's not for me to say. That's for you guys to work out, right? So anyone want to say something, just type it in now or forever hold your breath. It's been a good night tonight, Thursday night, late night shopping edition of the Goldberg Live show. Okay, politics. Hello, Mark. Welcome to the show. What do you think of the US debate, Trump or Biden for you? Well, Mark, I'm a Trump supporter. I'll make that clear. I am a Trump supporter. Always have been. So I only saw little bits and pieces of the debate, but I just hope for the world's sake that Trump gets back in, because he's done a lot of shit. He's done a lot of stuff, good stuff, but negative stuff. And I think the people that badmouth him in the media and everything, I mean, guys, Hillary lost. Get over it. She lost. That was 4 years ago. She lost, okay? She lost for a reason. And that's why she lost. So that's basically it. Thank you, Thomas. Yes, Thomas. Haven't seen you at Woolies for a while, Thomas. What's going on, mate? We have to catch up for lunch or something, mate. But I don't know your hours, you see. Can you let me know? Just PM me when we can meet up. Haven't seen you for I haven't seen you since we knocked into each other at Woolies at Double Bay. But anyway. Anyone else want to say something? Please have your say. Here's our number, 0481825554. You might want to debate me on Trump or anything you want. Or you can type it in the box below. We'll just give it a minute or so, and if nobody's saying anything, I'm just going to disappear into the sunset of Bondi Beach at this time of the night. No more Ushies at Woolies. Thank God for that, hey? Someone asked on our board for a Woody Ushi. Does that mean it's an Ushi with a Woody? Because if it is, that's a bit rude, isn't it? It's odd. It's very odd. A Woody Oshi. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing out on something there. It might be a character or something from some TV show or movie, or I don't know. Could be. I don't know. There's a Darth Vader though. What's the most valuable Ushi you can get? I have no idea about Ushis. I keep getting asked, though, when I go through the checkout, do I want an Ushi? And they say, I say, no, I'm not into that sort of stuff. Yes, there is the Woody character. Oh, I thought the person was asking for an Ushi with a Woody. I'm thinking, what? How X-rated would that be, you know? An Ushi with a Woody. It's better when it works, the boom tish. It is, yeah. When the boom tish doesn't work, then we've got an issue. We'll have a meeting after the show about that. Anyway, this is Goldberg Live. That's basically it, folks. We've had a busy one. We've had Yoni's opening up. Yoni's, Japanese sushi bowl thing, whatever. That's just opened up next to Bake Bar. We've got a whole lot of new things happening. There's a new pop-up shop in Dover Road with a name that you know, in the sack. Well, you know, it depends which way you want to take that. We've got all sorts of weird and wonderful things happening. It's getting exciting. We've got Harris Farm there. Their shop fit-out's now happening. It is now happening, so it's just a matter of time now. They finished that, but they've only just started. They're just tiling the place now on the floor there. Okay, so it's just, you got to give it a bit of time there. And like I said, I've never bought from Harris Farm ever before. Maybe this might be the first time when it opens down the road from where I live. Because I've got to actually physically go down a hill. I mean, it's a first world issue, folks. It's a first world issue that I've got to leave them out. I might get one of the butlers who's laughing, and they refuse to come on this show. I'll get you to go down to, what's your name? I don't know my butler's names. Can you believe that? How arrogant is that, right? What's your name? Sam? Sam, mate, you're going down to Harris Farm when it opens and getting me something. Just get me an onion. There you go. Get me one onion so I can try a Harris Farm onion, and then I'll know what everyone's raving about with Harris Farm, because at the moment, I have no idea. I seriously don't have any idea. Anyway, folks, that's basically it. I'm out of here, so have a good one. And if you see me around, just come up and say hi. I won't bite your head off, but I'll try to. Good night. You've just been watching Goldberg Live, brought to you by Product Name, The name behind the product, behind the name. Nurse. Yeah, I'll come back now. You hear?
This has been a Madways presentation, darling.